Creating consistent characters is now easier than ever with the new Chatgpt image generator. Whether you're building a single character or an entire cast, you can maintain consistent appearances across multiple images, all with just a simple prompt. Before we get started, if you missed our first video on the new image generator, be sure to check it out right here. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. All right, let's head over to Chatgpt. I'm going to use Pirate Pete, the character I created in a previous video. If you remember, I chose to generate Pete without a hat because Midjourney kept changing it in every image. Now I uploaded an image of the character and a separate image of the hat I wanted him to wear. You can do this by clicking the little plus button or just dragging the image into the prompt box. Then I gave a prompt asking for him to be wearing the hat. The result kind of looks like Pete, close but not exact, and the hat is similar, though not a perfect match. However, it did a great job replicating the outfit. It seems like the generator uses the uploaded images more as inspiration than strict references. Still, I like how it turned out, so we'll go with it. Let's call him Paul, Pete's older brother. Next, I asked for an image of him standing on a pirate ship, looking at dolphins. His face and clothes stayed consistent, but the hat changed. After some trial and error, I discovered that one of the best ways to refine generated images is by using the built-in editor. So I went back to the first image, opened it in the editor, and used the same prompt. I didn't make a selection, but you can if you need to, and this time, it came out perfect. Then, I wanted a scene with Paul, steering through a dark storm. I reused the image of him on the ship because I wanted to keep both his look and the ship's design consistent from the previous scene. It turned out great. He looks the same, the ship matches, and the vibe is spot on. And without me even asking, the generator gave him a more serious facial expression that fits the stormy setting. So, we've seen how well the generator handles a single character, but what about multiple characters? I had some images I created in design of a few pirate kids, and I wanted them to be part of Paul's crew. I opened the image of Paul in the editor and uploaded the other pirate kids' images. My prompt was for them to discover a treasure chest inside a cave. The result looked good overall, but there were a couple of issues. Just like with Paul, the characters don't look exactly like the uploaded references, which I'm okay with, but one of the boys was supposed to have reddish-orange hair. The next issue came up when I used that cave scene to create an image of them eating a meal. The boy's hair was now the right color, which is great, but the overall art style changed quite a bit. I think that might be because the original cave image was really dark. So I generated a new scene of all of them hanging out on the beach, and this one turned out really nice. The only small thing I noticed is that the boy's hat and the girl's hat look almost identical, but honestly, they were already pretty similar in the original uploaded images too, so it still works. Here they are on the ship. I used the beach image of all the characters to create this one, as well as the rest of the scenes featuring them. I'm honestly blown away by how consistent the characters stay across these images. I did notice that the red-haired boy's hat and the girl's hat are slightly wider now, more like Paul's hat. I think the generator sometimes transfers styles between objects, especially when they're close in appearance. Then I ran into a rate limit error. I've been getting those a lot lately. It usually means I have to wait anywhere from 1 to 11 minutes before I can generate another image. When I tried to create a scene of them eating a meal on the ship, things started getting weird. Paul kept showing up holding the steering wheel no matter what I prompted. I think it's because in the first ship image of all of them, he was holding the wheel, and the generator kept carrying that detail over. I tried several different prompts, but nothing worked. Eventually I gave up, partly because I kept hitting rate limits, and decided to generate a scene of them eating on the beach instead. Sometimes you'll notice small inconsistencies, like in this image where Paul's crossbones have a skull when they shouldn't. To fix it, I opened the image in the editor, selected the crossbones, and prompted for the correction. Just like that, it was fixed. Now, what if you only need a scene with some of the characters? At first, I tried describing just the characters I wanted by their appearance and what I wanted them doing. It gave me the two I asked for, but the boy's hat was missing. So next I made sure to include the hat in the prompt, but instead it gave him Paul's hat. I finally got the image I wanted by adding more detailed descriptions to help the generator understand exactly which characters I meant and what they should be wearing. You can also try using spatial instructions. In this prompt, for example, I referred to Paul as the boy in the middle. After generating a bunch of images, I noticed the characters always appeared in the same positions relative to each other. So I wanted to test if I could move a character, like placing the red-haired boy in the middle instead. This time, Chatgpt gave me two results. In the first one, it copied the boy and moved him to the center, but left the original in place. That's an easy fix in any image editor though, so not a big deal. The second response did move him, but some of the characters were cut off. I also noticed some style transference happening. The red-haired boy's belt style showed up on Paul's belt, and the girl's headscarf turned orange, likely picking up on his hair color. These images turned out great, but since the pirate characters had really similar outfits, I wanted to try using characters with more distinct clothing. I uploaded some images of a family that I had used in a previous video. First, I had them walking in a park, and wow, this is amazing. They look almost identical to the original images I uploaded, except for the mother's face. Now here they are having dinner. You'll notice that this time, I'm not submitting prompts through the editor like I did with the pirate scenes. Then I tried generating an image of them sitting on this couch that I uploaded, and for the most part, everything stayed consistent. The heart pattern on the pillow is different, but the window and the lamp are nearly identical to the reference. Also, it removed the design watermark, showing that the tool can even be used for text or watermark removal. Finally, I had them taking a walk on the beach. They looked great, but I thought they should be wearing swimsuits. When I asked for that, I got a content violation error at first, but after clarifying that I just wanted them in swimsuits, it went ahead and generated the image. You might have noticed that the height of the little girl and boy changes a bit across the images. That's likely because I didn't open an image in the editor and submit the prompt from there. So I gave it a try, starting with an image where their heights and appearances were already correct, and this time their sizes stayed much more consistent. I probably could have also improved the results by specifying their ages in the prompt. I also wanted to test how well the tool maintains consistent environments, which is just as important for storytelling. So I took this living room image into the editor and asked for just the mom and dad playing chess. The result was pretty close. The environment stayed mostly the same, but there were a few subtle changes like different windows and a slightly altered heart pattern on the pillow. What really got me, though, was the dad's expression. He looks like he's losing the game and ready to give up. It's hilarious. I noticed that in these examples, there wasn't any noticeable style transference between the characters, unlike what happened with the pirates. With the pirates, there were more chances for the generator to get confused since their clothing was so similar, and 3 of them were wearing pirate hats. That might even explain why Paul's crossbones sometimes showed up with a skull, because another character's hats had one. Also, even though the characters might not match the original uploaded images exactly 100% of the time, the consistency across the generated images in Chatgpt is genuinely impressive. Once the characters are established, their overall look and clothing remain steady across images. With that, I'll wrap up the video with this final thought. I'm thoroughly impressed with what this tool can do. The more I use it, the more I uncover just how powerful it is. Of course, it's not perfect, but it's easily one of the best tools I've used so far for generating multiple consistent characters, right up there with design. So, what do you think of ChatGPT's new image generator? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried it yet? Are you as impressed with the consistency and creative potential as I am? Drop your experiences, questions, or even challenges you faced in the comments below. I read them all. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our content. Thank you for watching.